here, Matt, for you as well. On top of this, adding to what Bill's saying here, obviously she is going to be doing a full-time gig. She definitely wants to make that known to everybody that she's not just doing a Lesnar style. She's going to be in there. I kind of feel like maybe there's a bit of a subconscious, Matt, that thinks, you know what, I don't want to do a Dave Bautista and just come in and, you know, dominate too early. But do you feel with her being full-time that she could run out of steam, or do you think they're going to do a good job of sort of protecting her? I mean, you know what I mean? Like on the road all the time. Like when we see Brock, it's kind of really cool because he's not always there. And I think it works to his success. Like less is more with him. But with Ronda, could that potentially be a problem?
Yeah, it could. I mean, we're seeing it with Asuka now. And like we said earlier, she's run through the roster and dominating in such a fashion where you think, do you want to see that match again? Because you know the outcome already. The only way I see it working, and you must be a genius because you sent Asuka to SmackDown. That's the perfect move at this point because this is where you want another one of those Brock versus Roman
build them up
path where they go on such a rampage. There's only one place they can collide: WrestleMania in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, absolutely. Do the Charlotte match before that even. Get those things, but just keep the other two apart, for as long as they can. Okay, Leah now emails in. Guys, really enjoyed the first ever women's match. I know you hate it when they say first ever, so I'm just adding to that. I'm still a big fan of Bayley and Sasha. Do you think they will now feud against each other and head into WrestleMania as a match? Matt, for you, what's the likelihood of that happening, and also a match at WrestleMania? Potentially, that means you've got to have 4 women's matches. I just don't see them doing 4. What do you think?
The scenes are always possibly so Sasha, aren't they? You're like, what is she? Does she do this? I mean, especially when we meet Corey Graves all the time. He's got it in for a better, isn't it? Like how two-faced and everything she is. I just think, it's just almost become part of her character, isn't it? Yeah, her and Bayley, they know that they'll be seen together in public, so make that a thing. But also at the same time, they do like to reiterate the fact that there's only one space at the top, so every man for themselves or every woman for themselves. I'm not going to say that there's going to be a match between them two at WrestleMania. I don't think that will be the case. I think it may possibly next year, but I wouldn't say this year.
Yeah. Fair enough. Also, Matt, you're the Sasha Banks fan here. Do you prefer as a heel or a face?
I definitely prefer as a heel. That's where her best work is done, and I think that's more natural to her.
Yeah.
And we saw it at the Elimination Chamber, wasn't it? When she turned on Bayley.
Much better. Much more at home.
Reaction,
much better. Much more at home. Okay, take last question here. So we've got Stay Lucky. He says, if Brock Lesnar leaves, Paul Heyman is still under a big contract. Heard him say a few times in interviews that he's looking for somebody else. Who would you place him with next? We've seen him with CM Punk before, done a very good job. Surely there's somebody else. I hope it's not like the Ryback situation and Curtis Axel. And P.S. even Cesaro. Yeah, I mean, he's had some shocking ones as well, but Matt, for you, and Heyman's actually come out and said the reason why Cesaro didn't work, and I totally agreed with him, but he couldn't kind of do anything else with that because of the whole, coming out with Lesnar and the streak thing was always going to be about Lesnar. But Paul Heyman, obviously, one of the few, well, we say managers, advocates, whatever he is now, an agent around, good talker, can build a match. So obviously there is, there is ideal of having him. Who would you place him with, Matt, if you were Vince McMahon? I mean, is there anybody that comes off the top of your head that, could do with that? I mean, everybody, I guess, is speculating Ronda Rousey because she could become, I guess, almost the female version of Brock. And if Ronda is struggling with lines, I guess it makes even more sense. But, I mean, are there other people about, Matt? I mean, Roman Reigns, for instance, is he a candidate that they could do? Could they do that at WrestleMania? Or is that just me again, wishful thinking as usual?
I'm sure we spoke about this a couple of years ago. How great would it be Heyman teamed and we did that switch, you know, and you know, and then Roman was kind of the new version of Brock, you know, that would be a good story. It would, you know, that would definitely still. I think fans would buy into that as well, because they'd be welcoming this different version of Roman, you know, like a repackaging. But yeah, I'm not very sure that's going to happen. You know, it's never happened before, so it's no sense in it happening now. I think, like you said, Ronda Rousey's a good shout as well. You know, that's a legit fighter he can get behind, and he can sell her very well. But then at the same time, there's many options for him, isn't there? There's people like Braun Strowman, you know, like that monster. You know, like a bit of directing in his career from someone like Paul Heyman would go a long way.
No, I'm with you there. I mean, for me, at the moment, it makes the most sense for Ronda Rousey. Just looking at it at the moment, because what Heyman's very good at, if you notice him, is when Brock's opponents lose, like even Cena, Heyman's very good at still putting them over in the same sentences. He does that very well. And I think he might bring some more credibility to the women's division. So he might talk more about the history, he might go way back and bring people like into a different sort of genre, but like make it more meaningful. Because if you've got Heyman out there, who's like one, you know, supposedly one of the top managers, Punk and Brock, then all of a sudden, you know, you pair him, whoever Ronda faces, they're going to get a little bit of rub off of Heyman as well. So he can do like a really good job at selling a match at any point. So he would work really well there. But what makes me think as well, Matt, is that he's one of those guys, other than wrestling in the ring, he can kind of do a lot of things. Like, he could be on the announce team if he wanted, but more than that, he could also be like another GM again and go through that. Like, there are a lot of different things that he could move into, you know, like that wouldn't seem too off the mark at the moment. So I think, you know, since he's come back, he said that he's enjoying it the most because that's all he does now. He's not doing any of the creative side, and you know, I feel like it would give him a little bit of fresh start again. I think his stuff with CM Punk was excellent, so he can do the stuff all the time on the road. Ideally, it would be better with a heel, but you know, there's a lot of options with him. I mean, you know, he's done announcing, he's done play-by-play, he's been a general manager before, he's been in the authoritative situation. So, you know, definitely a talent you don't want to waste, Matt, someone like Paul Heyman, when you've got him, because he is good at doing those things. He's also, I will say this, in the last few months, he has got a little bit stale for me with Brock in terms of what he says a bit, but he's still like about a 10 above most of the guys that talk on the mic. Like, at least with Heyman, Matt, I feel like, although he might be saying some of the same old stuff, it doesn't seem scripted. It doesn't seem like somebody's writing him this stuff. It looks like he's doing it himself, if that makes sense. It just sounds different. I don't know what you think about that, but there is that option. But it's just nice to not have somebody quite the same, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? I mean, he is a promoter, you know. He is like a counterpart to Vince McMahon. You know, he's had so much experience. He grew up in the wrestling business. He's worked his own promotions. You know, he's had to do all the promoting for various amount of talent.
As a photographer, yeah.
So, you know, he's incredibly talented in many different aspects. I think it just came to me just now, like another name that he spoke incredibly well of, even though he was on the losing effort, was Samoa Joe. You know?
Right, yeah,
he made Samoa Joe sound great. So Samoa Joe's another guy I'd like to see him work with even.
Yeah. Well, let's see where that goes. Hopefully, they utilise him well. But it'd be cool to have him in the women's bit, even if it was just like a 6-month gig or whatever, just to get Ronda's, you know, started, so to speak. But we will see. Always an added bonus there. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in this podcast. We're looking forward to Raw. Matt, any predictions for you tonight that you'd like to see come out of tonight? We know that Brock's going to be there. We know that Ronda's going to be, you know, there, and apparently Stephanie's got some words for her and all the rest of it. Anything you think's going to happen tonight, Matt? Even the Undertaker?
Or, you know, I'm hoping the Undertaker doesn't show up. I mean, maybe that divides people across the nation. But come on, I'm just hoping, that we've seen. I don't want to say it, but we've seen the last of him because it felt right to me. So I'm hoping that does not happen. And I kind of hope your prediction happens. I kind of hope that Asuka says she wants to challenge Charlotte. I'm going to side with you on that. You've turned that way of thinking.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think it'd be cool for Nia Jax as well too. I think she has improved, and she just fits with that story with Alexa better than Ronda does for me. So that'd be pretty cool, because it's just one of those things. You don't want Ronda and Alexa to like further down the line, because at least if Asuka goes to SmackDown, Ronda doesn't get anywhere close to the whole Asuka match like too early on, and I think that's a good thing. And she could then maybe, if Nia Jax, for instance, I mean, the good thing for Nia Jax would be they could make her on that night, Matt. I mean, they could put her over against Alexa that night at WrestleMania, and then you've got another star to go up against as well. So the more the merrier. Okay then. Well, we are coming to the end of our podcast. Want to just let everybody know as well that we're not going to be around for a few weeks. Myself and Matt are off to Hong Kong. Matt, we're gearing up for this now, aren't we?
Yeah. It's a shame there's no wrestling over in Hong Kong.
Yeah. We were. But we'll be putting out the Bret the Hitman Hart Part 3, the timeline, so you guys can get stuck into that. But we will return. I'll put a marker out. I think we'll be sort of like the sort of back end of March, but we'll be back, and we'll be right in the thick of it then, I guess, Matt. We'll be literally, straight in at the deep end. I guess we'll be catching up and talking about it. So in a kind of a weird way, I'm looking forward to this kind of experience, because I haven't there's going to be no way we'll probably see too much. I'm not even going to look at the wrestling when I'm out there, even if I could get access to it, because I kind of want to just come back and watch it that way, if that makes sense, like in a different way where it's not week to week, and see if it changes, because there haven't been too many times I've had to do that.
It's almost like you're doing a Jimbo, because Roman's won.
Yeah. We've had enough, secretly. This is the real reason. Roman's won. I'm not doing it again. Yeah, so, we'll be back WrestleMania week. Don't forget, folks, to join us that week. We're going to have a blast, as we always do on a WrestleMania week. Really looking forward to that. Thank you as ever, Matt, for coming on and summarising from last night.
No, of course not. It's been a very interesting show, and I can't wait to see what else the road to WrestleMania has in store for us.
Yes, let's hope it's good, and that's what we're hoping for here, isn't it, from everybody. Just before we go, Matt, I just got an email that's come up, and it just reminded me I forgot to mention something, so I'm going to put it in there. Just goes to show, we're very flexible here on our podcast. But Bobby Lashley, Matt, apparently, reports confirming he is signed now. Speculation. Would you put? You don't suspect he would surely be on NXT? Surely he's got to be on the main roster, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I hope so, because he's already been in WWE. I mean, I always saw Drew McIntyre, but Bobby Lashley was one of their up-and-coming projects. I think the WWE creative liked Bobby. They were pushing him, so I'm hoping that he can pick up some of that momentum. And he does come from that MMA background of legitimacy, so they like that now, don't they? They like people coming from that background. People forget
he was Vince McMahon's pet project for a long time. He really did want to make a big star out of him, so. Yeah, I'm sure Vince has always checked him out. But I know what the next question will be, and so I'm just going to answer it now. I do not expect him to be in the WWE before WrestleMania. I think he's more likely to do the Monday Night Raw, where they bring in someone big. Because certainly if Lesnar's going as well, it'll give people, like that little bit of buzz to come in. And, mate, he could be Roman's first opponent. Who knows? That'll be good news, won't it? The first thing you're doing, you're jobbing to my new pet project, Roman Reigns.
Well, I don't know, it does seem like they kind of pay you a dues thing to do, doesn't it? That's when Brock came back, they kind of said, you're going to lose.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That seems like the tradition. So it's like they test them to see if they'll do it or not. Get ready for that. Want to thank everybody. Thanks for the email there, just quickly coming in at the end. Folks, we'll be back in 3 weeks. Until then, have a good one.